All right. We are back.
We're back. All right. Welcome to another edition of Live Feed Reads. I'm Paul Reed, your host, along with Jason Crawford, the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us again, whether you're watching it live or you catch it somewhere else. And Jason, where are some of those somewhere else's that you can find us?
Yeah, that's great. We on at Read Law FL on YouTube and Rumble. Yeah. They can catch us on Spotify too if they're lucky enough to find us when they type it in, but our audience there is small. If you listen on Spotify and you check things out though, like add us to your playlist for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you this, Jason, can you get a DUI in Florida for sleeping in your car? We're going to jump right into it.
What? A DUI for sleeping in your car?
Yes. Can you get a DUI?
I've heard that you can, actually. I think I've heard that you can. I don't know all the specifics around it, but like, it didn't make sense to me. But yeah, I've heard that you can. Why?
Well, that's our topic today, and
nice.
And we're going to contrast California law, which probably the only thing that I can think of that I agree that California law or what California does is actually makes sense versus Florida. So let me tell you. Let's jump in. In Florida, a person is guilty of the offense of driving under the influence if that person is driving the car or in actual physical control of the car.
Okay.
Say car, vehicle, could be a van, a truck, or otherwise.
Physical control of the car.
And then you say, what is the question? Driving is easy. If you're driving the car, you're intoxicated. That's a no-brainer. But let's say you're sleeping in your car, you're obviously not driving it. The next thing is you are in actual physical control of the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I'll tell you. It's basically having the ability or the intent to drive.
Okay.
So if you're go ahead.
Well, I mean, I guess you still possess the ability to drive, but you're just asleep. So I technically that sounds correct, but it sounds wrong.
Well, in California, which again, the only thing I think I've ever agreed with came out of California, is they have this called volition of movement. Meaning you do have to be driving your car to get a DUI.
Volition of movement.
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually have to be, car is in motion, not in park. Has to be rolling, not stopped.
Well, you can't be at a red light, put your car in park, and say, I'm not driving.
Officer, you caught me the 5 seconds.
But I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Let's contrast California with Florida.
Okay.
Your electricity goes out in California, and your electricity goes out in Florida for whatever reason.
It's okay.
And you've been watching football and drinking all day, like a red-blooded American male.
That's right, man. That's what we do.
And you got to work tomorrow. And I don't know much about California, but it's 95 degrees. They get hot. It's 95 or 100 degrees, and it's 10 o'clock at night, and you need some sleep. And you go out and you get in your car and you crank it up in your driveway, and you're sleeping. And your neighbor's concerned because they don't really see Jason Crawford out in his car sleeping while I'm walking my dog at 1 in the 2 morning. So I call the police to see if Jason's okay. The police show up and they determine you're hammered or at least under the influence. In California, do you get a DUI? Do you get arrested for DUI? In Florida, can you get arrested for DUI?
Well, based off our previous answers, I think the answer for Florida is yes, you can.
Right. Yep.
And since you cued me saying volition of movement is different in California, I'm going with California is different.
Yes. Well, Jason is learning this podcast. He's like a law student over here. He's listening and saying, "Wait a minute."
Don't go too far.
It kind of fed me the answer, but that's just it.
Thanks, Dad. You fed me the answer.
All right. So you are correct. There's no volition of movement in California. You're not driving your car. You're sitting in your car with the air conditioner on in your driveway. No DUI. Now, all right. So let's see.
I have a question then.
Right.
What if I'm in the car, but I'm in a different seat? Like I'm not in the driver's seat. let's say maybe I had the smarts to jump in the back and lay down or something. So it's
So again,
clear I'm not driving, right?
well, California's easy.
Yeah, okay.
No
Right.
DUI. Florida, gray area.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, Florida's a gray area. Now,
Gray
you
area.
probably would win
Okay.
if you went to trial, but that doesn't mean you couldn't get arrested for DUI
But it's
because
not clear.
the question is, do you have the ability to drive the car?
Wow.
Now, you would argue no, not
Wow.
from the back seat, and that's why you would probably win. But does the
Okay.
ability mean, well, you could get out, climb into the front seat and drive the car?
So you could be given a DUI for something you haven't done yet. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because you
So
have the
that's a good
ability to.
question. Again, the
Yeah.
back seat. Look, if you're going to do
Wow.
that situation and it's hot, and you definitely want to get in the back seat.
Sounds like you have a fighting chance there,
Yeah.
but definitely the front is a bit more
Also,
slam dunk.
let's say you're at,
Wow.
I don't know what, you got the Oakland A's and you got the Tampa Bay Rays, and both of them
Okay.
have baseball teams, and you go to the stadium and you're drinking some beers and let's just say wherever you live in California, we know you're going to drive home. The Rays game is about 45-minute drive home, and
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
you start to drive home in California and in Florida, and you realize,
I
I
shouldn't
shouldn't
be
be
doing this.
driving.
Mm.
So there's a Walmart. It's 11 o'clock at night. There's nobody in the parking lot, and you pull over because you're going to sober up and sleep it off.
Okay. Yeah. Good for
Should you
you.
do that in Florida, California? Let's just leave California alone. We know the answer to that
We know
is
the
you
answer
would
to that
not
one.
get a
Yeah.
DUI because you're not driving.
Well, a nuanced answer is you should do that in Florida because that's actually the smart thing to do. But based off of the rules of what you're saying, no, you do not want to do that
Isn't that
because that would
sad?
get you caught.
Should you? So the question: should you sober up in your car in Florida? Yes or no?
No.
I know that's ridiculous.
Legally, no.
That's the stupidest law I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it's backwards.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
So
any sense.
right. So what do you do if you find yourself in a situation where you do need to sleep it off in your car, whether it be at home, your apartment complex where you have your own spot,
Mm-hmm.
or you realize you shouldn't be driving and you pull over?
Okay.
What's probably about the only way or to avoid, other than being in the back seat, which is a gray area, what's about the only
Okay.
safe way to avoid getting a DUI?
Well, it's based off of the ability to drive, I think, right? So throw your keys outside or hide them, give them to the bartender if you're like at a bar or something and it's not too late. I don't know.
Okay, well,
What?
I didn't think of that one, but yes, if you say, "Look, Mr. Bartender, here's my keys because I can't drive. I'm going to go sleep in my car," and he goes, "Yeah, that's okay. I get here at 8 or 9 in the morning, and I'll meet you here and give them to you." That would be
Mm-hmm.
one. Uh,
Okay. Oh,
Another
okay.
would be, let's say you're in your, which is unfortunate because you won't be able to have the
Anything.
AC, but you're at
Yeah,
your apartment
you'll definitely
complex
lose the AC.
or your home, put them in your mailbox.
Oh, mailbox.
Uh,
That's interesting.
if you have the
Yeah.
car, a type of car, which most of them do nowadays, the newer ones, that you can open the trunk from inside,
Oh, because if
put the
if the
keys in
key's
your
in the car.
trunk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Another one would be, which I didn't
Mm.
think of this till now. You know how, and if you don't have one, when you get teenagers, the hide a key that's magnetic, where you can put a
Oh, the
key,
little thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Up under the tire or whatever.
get you a hide a key and put it there. So basically,
Oh.
do not have access to your keys.
Yeah,
Because here's
because
the
then
deal,
that takes away the ability
gray
to drive.
area. What if they're in your glove compartment?
Oh,
It's a gray area because you can just
again,
reach into your
yeah,
glove compartment and
and
grab your
grab
keys.
them. Yeah,
But so if you're going to go that far, find another home for your keys that night.
yeah, yeah. Uber or just go Uber
Well,
home, come back and
don't
get
drink
your
and drive.
car.
That's number
Don't
one.
drink and drive at all.
But
Period.
that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
show is
Okay.
not on that. The show really is on. I think the law is no bueno. It's not good.
Yeah, that's
Florida
wild, dude.
basically encourages people to some degree to drink and drive by
Mm-hmm.
not allowing you to sober up in your car. Because who we kidding? You go out somewhere and it's 95 degrees, 100% humidity, and the mosquitoes are deadly.
Yeah.
And you realize, and for whatever reason, you
Yeah.
went over to a friend's house and they got kids, and the old lady doesn't want you to stay the night or whatever.
Yeah.
And you say, well, I'm just going to go out in the apartment complex, or I'm going to go sleep in my car.
Mm.
That's what you
You are
should
screwed.
encourage people to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
because that's wisdom. I mean, that's what's best in the
yes,
circumstance
right.
as far as a
Because
smart move.
understand this, the great majority of law-abiding citizens, they're not going to ever go to prison. They don't sell drugs. They're
Right.
not robbing stores. They're
Not
not murdering
intentionally being
people,
criminals.
yada
Right.
yada yada. But
Sure.
those people, the easiest or most likely way that someone like that, like
Hmm.
your average, God bless America, American, is
Yeah. Okay.
a DUI manslaughter, where you
Interesting.
go out, you make the
Yeah.
mistake on the 4th of July, on New Year's Eve, on
Right. You're having a good
Thanksgiving,
time,
on
and
a
you.
Friday, Saturday night, thinking, I'm okay to drive, and I drive home and I kill
And
somebody,
boom.
you're
Hmm.
going to prison. And I'll
Yeah,
give you
that
an
makes sense.
example.
And
Don't
then we're discouraging people from doing the thing that would avoid that safely. And
Right. Now,
it,
again, I know there's going to be, well, call a Uber, call a Lyft. Yes,
well, now
agree.
those things
Call
exist.
a
Yeah,
Uber,
great.
call a Lyft, but
Hmm.
not everybody understand. Yes, I have the ability to call Ubers and Lyfts and this, but not everybody, who lives paycheck to paycheck can spend upwards of $100 to call a Uber and a Lyft when they actually ended up drinking
Sure.
too much and didn't plan on it.
In
There's a
that
lot of
case,
scenarios.
call a
So
friend. Maybe
yes,
later
call a Uber,
embarrassing.
call a Lyft. But
Figure
I'm
something
just
out.
saying,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the scheme of things, I think the law should encourage people to
Yeah,
not
I do. I agree
not
with
drive
you
under
100%.
the
That's
influence.
wild in
And if they
California.
want to,
Yeah.
stay, at the establishment or in the parking lot or otherwise. I think that should be fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they're not going to listen
And
to us on a
I'll give you an
podcast, but
example
hey.
of an attorney friend of mine was at the
Okay.
Lightning,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he lived in what is it, the
So like
northwest Hillsborough
40, like a
County.
40
So
minute
he
drive.
basically would go up Kennedy and get on the Veterans and go home.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he had something, he had been drinking, but did not feel that he was intoxicated.
Okay.
But he was
Okay.
clearly over the limit. So he's going down
Okay.
Kennedy from the Ice Palace, Amelie, whatever the heck you want to call it.
Sure. Yeah, right.
And he gets to the very end where it's
No.
Kennedy and West Shore.
No, please.
Now he's got kids, $500,000
Yeah.
home, wife, job, life.
Yeah.
A homeless individual
No.
steps off the curb. He picks him off. He goes to prison.
No. No.
It can happen that fast.
And it could have been avoided.
Dude, I had believe it or not, I only look about 30, 35 years old, but I had
Yeah,
my
Paul, you look great.
thank you. I had my
Yeah.
40-year high school reunion
Yeah.
last year.
40.
22.
Okay.
And it was way out here in Lithia, and I live way over there in Tampa.
Yeah.
And I Ubered, fine. It's about midnight, give or take, and we're going up I-4 to go to 275 and go home.
Yeah.
And it was scary. It was scary being in the back seat of my Uber, the way these people were driving.
People were
100
driving
miles
nuts.
an hour, racing, weaving in and out of traffic, changing lanes without signals. We get on, I think we went over to Del Mabry, running red lights. I'm looking around,
What?
driving and texting. Understand this.
Bro, that's crazy.
You're over the legal limit, which could be as little as 3 beers. You're
Sure.
doing everything right, and someone smacks into you, and someone dies, not you. Okay. The DUI law says, and you didn't cause it. I mean, you didn't. You got a green light. Someone runs a red light, and boom, they're dead. Now you didn't cause the crash.
Right.
That's not the end of the question. It's DUI in Florida is, did you cause or contribute to the crash?
Wow.
Well, you're driving, you contributed to it.
You did.
Sayonara,
Because you're
15
here. You
years
exist.
later. Wow.
Wow.
So,
Dude. Yeah,
first
so it's
off,
very important.
don't drink and drive.
Yeah, for sure.
Number
Yeah.
two, take an Uber or Lyft or have a designated driver. But I think the law should be changed to say,
Sure.
if you find yourself in the situation where it's sleeping in your car or drinking and driving home, the law in the state of Florida should say, look, sleep in your darn car.
Yeah.
Don't drive.
Yeah, it's smart. I mean, it's wise.
It seems like common sense.
It would, yeah.
Yeah. So
wow, man.
I don't want to beat a dead horse. I mean, no one's made me the governor of Florida yet.
Yet? Yeah. All right.
Not
all right.
yet.
All right.
That would be up there in things to change. Look, let's encourage
things
people
to change.
To pull over, to pull into the Walmart, to pull off pull into the wherever, or to stay at the establishment and sleep it off, or or even go if you're having issues with your spouse or significant other or partner, and you don't have anywhere to go, but you don't want to stay in the house. Yeah, go sleep in your car.
Oh, bro,
instead of putting more gasoline on the fire. Remove yourself, go sleep in your car in your driveway, and you're not risking a DUI.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need to fix that. We do need to fix that, man.
I mean, it's literally
I know that laws are supposed to
the only thing that I agree with about California.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so
I guess when it comes to drinking, they really got.
Guess what Sunday is?
The 5th. Don't do math. It's a day.
Well, yeah, Sunday is
the Lord made.
14th, but that's not. I didn't say what date is Sunday. What is Sunday?
Right.
I'll tell you, it's Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad you told me.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Yes.
Thank you for everything you've done. Wouldn't be here without you.
100%.
We're going to church
Impossible.
and then we'll going to lunch. So I will see Mom on Sunday.
Awesome.
We'll probably watch a combination of Miami Marlins because my brother's the third base coach for the Marlins in case I haven't told you.
Right on.
And of course the Rays, who are red hot and leading the American League. So that's probably going to be my my Mother's Day, so to speak. Cool. And Mom's okay with that. Little church. That's
good.
Little lunch.
Time together.
Little baseball.
Yeah, time together, man. Those are good moments. There's no. It's impossible to have anyone, period, without moms. Like it's so it really truly is underappreciated. I think there's nothing that really gets under my skin more every year around this time than people are like, my dogs are my children. I'm like, I'm gonna just like, no, sure. Just no.
Woo! Okay. No. Well,
yeah. Sorry.
That's take us out.
Well, because I know what I put my mom through, and I know what I put my wife through. 4 kids.
Well,
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
moms
if you haven't read the book, you can see what I put my mom through.
Yeah. And my wife, mother of our children, helped write that one. So.
God bless her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. You guys give your mom a big hug, a kiss. If you can't, give them a call. And send them it's Friday. You can overnight a card, or if you got email access, do something to tell mom you love them, you appreciate them, and
absolutely. I think nothing is better than just time. If you can spend some time, if your long distance phone calls are great, spend the time.
Absolutely.
Take the
time. Yeah. Make no mistake. You think that 5 or 10 or 15-minute conversation with your mom doesn't mean something.
It does.
You're wrong. And if you're estranged from your mom, there's a country song that says something like it goes something like, well, you can always do it later until you can't.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the theme. And you can always go fishing with your dad another time until you can't. You can always do something with your mom until you can't.
Me, Paul. You gotta quit. We gotta end the stream there.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, no one lives forever. And so if you're estranged, maybe take Sunday to say, look, we had our issues, our problems, this, that. Let's chat. Start with a chat. conversation, a hello, a happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
All right, that's it. I'm not, again,
Agreed.
don't want to.
We may not be able to change the laws, but we can change that.
So, Jason, take us out. Everybody, have a nice weekend. God willing, we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes.